Best of R / Tales from Tech Support episode 128. Subscribe for edit videos daily. That's not even wrong. We have our core group of special users. Ones who can mess anything up, and have no idea what they did or what to do next. Al is one of those users. He discovered a key combination to show hidden system files on Macs. After having his previously invisible files show up after a key combination, he contacted us to find out what he'd done. I told him to hit the key combination again to hide the files. His response is below. Dear Drawookie, I would like to try your solution, but I do not dare doing so today, because local ISP has been going on and off all this afternoon. Best, Al. Okay, the key combination? Command-Shift period. It'll show hidden files at root level and in users directory. I've been doing support since 1984, and have never run into this. Neither have any of my co-workers. If there's a way to break it, I will find it. Thank you. Next. You need to find out who had it open. I received a ticket where the person said they could not delete a document. No big deal. I tell her that sometimes if it is still open you may not be able to delete it, so please make sure it is closed. She responds back that she isn't stupid, and the file is not able to delete and there is something wrong with the system. Again, no problem. I go into the shared files and see the document is opened by her and close it. It deletes with no problem after that. Took seconds. I tell her that it is gone. She wants to know what the issue was. Not wanting to make her feel stupid, I say the file looked like it was open to the computer, so I closed it and it deleted with no problem. That still wasn't good enough for her. She wanted to know WHO had it open because it was a protected file and only she could have it open. I'm thinking to myself, that if only you could have it open, then who do you think opened it? I tried to be diplomatic and not tell her that it was opened by her, so I just said sometimes when you close something it might just linger in the task manager after you've closed it or the share doesn't close on the server for some reason. Still not good enough for her. She doesn't think that's true and that I'm hiding who had the file open. She demanded that I tell her who had the file open. I just closed the ticket and marked it solved. I think she forgot about it, because I haven't heard from her again. But I know it's coming. Thank you. Next. You didn't do this here, right? Hello TFTS. I had forgotten about this story, until I looked at the scar on my finger the other day. Thought it would be a fun story to tell. So, late one night, long ago, I was helping some friends move. I was cutting holes in the boxes, to make it easier to pick them up and carry them. The box cutter slipped, and I sliced my finger, almost going to the bone in the process. As I'm trying to stop the bleeding, I get an emergency call from my manager. Hey, are you in town? Client's network is having problems, and I want you there to help. As this site was one of my main clients that I worked with the most. Looking down at my hand questioning if I needed to go get stitches, or if I could power through it. I decided that it was manageable, and I was close by to the client site. So, I told my manager that I was in town, and I'm heading over as we speak. The client in question was a nursing care provider, with a dozen or so nurses always on site. As I walk in, I see one of the nurses that I had general classes with, in college. My manager and team were not there yet, so I walk up to him with my hand hidden. Me equals me. N equals nursing student classmate. Me, hey, I hear you are having problems around here with your network. N, yeah, something is not working right. I don't know what is going on, as I just started my shift. Me, well, the rest of the team is on their way. Before I get to work, I have a question. As I reveal my half bandaged up hand. Can you look at this? N, what did you do to yourself? Me, well, I cut myself. N, I see that, but dude, you didn't do this here, did you? Me, nope, I was helping a friend move, and the box cutter got away from me. N, as he looks at it. Dude, you probably need stitches. You're sure you didn't do this here? I need to report it, if you did. Me, no, I just got here myself. Can you just help me out here? I will be fine. N, well, I can wash it out better. We have steri strips, and better bandages, but you should really go in. Me, perfect, that's all I want for now. So, I get patched up. My manager and the others on the team arrive. Turns out, network problems was wireless phone system problems. After about an hour of adjusting settings to the APs and testing, everything was working again. So, the client's problems got fixed, and I didn't have to go to the air. Yes, I know I probably should have. It healed on its own, eventually, // Thank you. Next. What was that? What did you just do? First time posting here. In my junior year at college, 3 years ago, I had to complete an unpaid internship for a non-profit as a course credit in order to complete my major. It was only 10 hours a week and was assigned quasi-randomly. I was ecstatic to find out that I was working for a non-profit that needed help in streamlining their Google Sheets experience. One of the few things I was very comfortable with. On my first day I get the lay of the office and this sweet older administrative assistant begins sharing the Google Drive folders with me. She was a retired teacher who volunteered full-time at this organization that mentors students. Poking through the spreadsheets I discovered they had 40 plus sheets they share with local schools and had tons of student data. None of it was sensitive. Over the course of the semester I helped automatically scrape every single sheet and import it into a master sheet while calculating specific data for each month that this older volunteer had to do manually every week. However, what I remember the most was what I showed her that first day. On accident, I opened up the largest spreadsheet they had, which was about 10,000 rows. It was also their most viewed spreadsheet around the small office. This sweet old volunteer is over my shoulder watching me as I bounce around the sheet. As I scroll through all this data, I instinctively click view, freeze, one row, so I know what I am looking at as I scroll down. She stops me and says, "What was that? What did you just do?" $sign me. I just froze the top row. $sign her. I need you to show me how you did that. She then gestured me to follow her into her office and she booted up her Chromebook. In that moment I saw the most clever and adorable solution to this age-old problem. This 65-years-old woman had taped a thin strip of notebook paper with each column header written out in pencil along the top bezel of her laptop. She mentioned how often she used that spreadsheet and she was always getting lost when she scrolled through it. She looked at me and said, "Well, don't I look silly?" and proceeded to tear that thin strip of notebook paper off of her laptop. I just smiled while I watched her open up every other Google Sheet she used to freeze the top row. Thank you. Next. Why my webpage is not online, just because I didn't pay you. I hope this post belongs here. Sorry if it should be somewhere else. I run small IT company. Our customers are generally happy with our services. If there is some problem, we try to fix it as soon as possible. I think happy customer is great because he can bring us more clients. One of our services is web hosting. We run few servers for our clients without any problems. There is always at least one client of every IT company who is just unhappy with everything. This client has just hosting with us. Few weeks ago was his hosting due to renew, so I send him the invoice over email and signed copy by mail. Law in my country, you must have signed original. After few days his invoice by mail came back as undeliverable, so I did try to call him few times. He never answered any of my phone calls, never called back or answered to my emails. Due day came and no answer or no payment, so I waited few more days and after that I cancelled his services. I made backup of his account, as I do every time just to be sure. His services was turned off. Next day I get call from customer complaining his webpage is not accessible and he is losing customers. I asked him his company name and sure, it was owner of that company. He demanded to bring his webpage online at that moment. He was very angry. So I said very calmly, "Okay, it is not a problem. All you have to do is to give me your postal address and I send you the invoice by mail. There should be copy of your invoice in your email. You can pay that. After payment received, your services will be renewed." Sure enough, I get payment next day and his webpage was online 20 minutes after. All this could be avoided if he paid in time, and it is like this last 3 years with the same customer. Thank you for reading. Sorry for my bad English, not my first language. Have a nice day. Edit. Thank you all for your comments. I did not expect to have so much on my first post in just few hours. You are great and I think I am gonna add some fees for cases like this into our policy. Thank you guys. Thank you. Next. Phone app preventing distraction also prevents work. So we're on the cusp of migrating to Microsoft 365 and I've been spending this whole week shepherding users through the AAD join process so their computers are manageable with Intune and we can push the rest of the software updates out to them. Because we have the loosest password policy I've seen this century, we're also using multi-factor authentication. So today, I'm remoted into a user's PC taking them through the join process. Me. Okay. Enter your email address and next. Great. Now your password. Okay. Now enter the 6-digit number that just came as a text message. User. I can't. My phone is locked for another 17 minutes. I have an app that keeps me out of my phone so I can get work done. Okay. Well, I guess just wait for 17 minutes then we'll restart this process. While that's going on you can. Well, I guess you can't do much of anything. More fun is coming I'm sure. Thank you. Next. Why hasn't the website been updated? Just a little vent. Received a requested for our web team last week, but didn't pass it on because I've been getting raw dogged by my boss for the stupidest shit. So I'm following things to a T. KB Articles says to get all info. They want a video on their site but IDK where, so I don't pass it on. 6/1, 9 AM. Ticket received. Here's a 15-minute video. Can you please put it on the website? 6/1, 9:10 AM. Me. Sure thing. Can you please supply me with the URL of the page you'd like this on and where on the page it should exit? 6/2. Time no longer matters. Me. Hello. Are you still looking for assistance with this? 6/3. No really. Time doesn't matter. Me. Hello user. I'd like to pass this on the web team to get this finished for you. Could you let me know the URL for the video or if assistance is no longer needed? 6/4. Let it air out. No need to rush. No correspondence. 6/5. Bruh. Me. Hello user. Could you let me know if you still need assistance? 6/9. It's only been 8 days. No big deal. User. Hello. Where is this? Has this been completed yet? 6/9. Me. I have not passed this on yet. I've attempted to reach you but did not hear back. Can you tell me the URL of the page you'd like this on? 6/9. User. Literally just forwards my emails to her manager who then has to respond to me asking why it took so long. Here's the minutes from our meeting. Why isn't this done? 6/9. Me. I have attempted to reach out a handful of times and did not hear back. I'm sorry I wasn't in your internal meeting. I'll pass this along to the web team. I love my job. I love my job. I love my job. Oh, and she deliberately went back to the original email so as to not look like she ignored my other emails. And I did indeed confirm that the email address was correct and magically my emails started working after she complained.